A small request before starting the video. If you love the channel's topic, then subscribe to the channel now and press the bell icon next to it. Because one of your subscriptions encourages me to make better videos. Connor Floyd bids tearful goodbye, then lands major role. The young and the restless star Connor Floyd has officially exited the CBS soap for a role on Days of Our Lives. In June, it was revealed that Floyd had begun filming at Days after wrapping his run as Chance on Y&R. Floyd spoke out on both hot topics after Chance met his sad fate on the CBS soap. Speaking with TV Insider, the actor shared a tearful goodbye to Y&R and opened up about his new gig on the hit Peacock soap playing Chad. Floyd bawled like a baby leaving Y&R. "Oh man, I'm so soft-hearted and I'm such a crier. I was going into this thing being like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. And I remember talking to Billy Flynn, and he was like, no, I bet you cry. I cried when I left, Days, I was like, yeah, we'll see, man," Floyd expressed. The actor explained that Flynn was right and he did bawl like a baby on his final day filming Y&R. Floyd admitted that some of the cast went out together on his last day, and he was still fighting back tears during the night out. Having a new job already lined up did make leaving a bit easier for Floyd. However, it still wasn't easy saying goodbye to his Y&R family. Lucky for him, Floyd didn't have much time to process because of his Days gig. Days' new Chad is having a great time. Floyd also teased his new role as Chad, ironically taking it over from Flynn. The actor has been filming for a few weeks and has nothing but good things to say about the hit Peacock soap. "Salem's great. Everyone's awesome and very welcoming and very helpful. I've hit the ground running, and it's been going great so far. Just like Y&R, everyone over there is very hardworking, and there's a very talented cast and crew, and I'm going to bring it for them," Floyd expressed. Despite Floyd already filming Days, fans won't see him on screen until April 2026 due to the show's advanced filming schedule. That means months without the fan favorite on our screens. Connor Floyd bids tearful goodbye, then lands major role. Fans of The Young and the Restless were left stunned and emotional when Connor Floyd delivered what many are calling one of the most heartfelt farewells in recent soap history. After years of bringing layered intensity and emotional vulnerability to the role of Philip, Chancellor 4, Floyd officially closed one chapter of his career, but in true soap star fashion, he wasted no time opening another, even bigger door. The announcement came quietly at first. A subtle shift in storylines. A noticeable absence from key scenes. Then came the confirmation that Floyd had filmed his final episode as Chance, a character whose journey through trauma, loyalty, heartbreak, and redemption had resonated deeply with viewers. For fans who had watched Chance endure everything from life-threatening danger to complicated love triangles, the goodbye felt personal. Social media quickly flooded with tribute posts, fan edits, and emotional messages thanking Floyd for his authenticity and dedication. What made the farewell even more powerful was the way Floyd approached it. Insiders reveal that the actor took time on his last day on set to personally thank crew members, writers, and fellow castmates. Those present described tears, long hugs, and a palpable sense that something meaningful was ending. Floyd himself reportedly expressed gratitude for being trusted with such a legacy role, one deeply tied to Genoa City's history and the powerful Chancellor family name. Chance's journey under Floyd's portrayal was anything but simple. He was a decorated veteran struggling with PTSD, a devoted friend navigating betrayal, and a romantic partner caught between past and present. Floyd leaned into those emotional layers, giving viewers quiet, introspective performances that often spoke louder than explosive confrontations. His chemistry with co-stars elevated key arcs, particularly in moments of heartbreak that left fans debating whether Chance would ever truly find peace. The farewell episode reportedly captured that emotional weight. Though not overly dramatic, it carried a reflective tone. Chance's final scenes hinted at growth, a man who had faced darkness and come out changed. While soaps are famous for resurrections and surprise returns, this exit felt definitive enough to sting but open-ended enough to spark speculation. Could Chance return one day? In daytime television, never say never. But while fans were still processing the loss, headlines shifted dramatically. Almost immediately after word of his exit spread, news broke that Floyd had secured a major new role, one that signals a bold leap forward in his career. The project, still shrouded in some secrecy, is described as a high-profile primetime drama with a gritty, character-driven edge. Industry insiders say the role will allow Floyd to explore a darker, more complex persona, a far cry from the disciplined lawman fans knew in Genoa City. The casting announcement changed the tone of the conversation overnight. Instead of mourning what was lost, fans began celebrating what was coming. The transition from daytime staple to primetime contender is no small feat. While many soap actors dream of that jump, few manage to do it seamlessly. Floyd's move signals both confidence from casting executives and recognition of his range as an actor. Colleagues from The Young and the Restless were quick to voice their support. Messages poured in praising Floyd's work ethic and talent. Castmates reportedly shared behind-the-scenes memories of late rehearsals, emotional table reads, and on-set laughter that balanced the heavy storylines. The sense was clear: while they would miss him, they believed this opportunity was well-earned. For Floyd, the timing appears intentional. After several years embodying Chance, he may have felt creatively ready for new challenges. Daytime television demands speed and stamina, with actors often filming dozens of pages of dialogue daily. That environment sharpens instincts and emotional access, skills that translate powerfully into other formats. Industry observers note that Floyd's grounded performances made him a standout, and that foundation likely played a role in landing the new gig. Fans, of course, are experiencing mixed emotions. On one hand, there's sadness. Chance was part of ongoing storylines that felt unfinished. Relationships remained complicated. Future rivalries were hinted at but never fully realized. On the other hand, there's excitement at the thought of seeing Floyd expand his repertoire. Many are already pledging to follow him to his new series, eager to support the next chapter. The broader conversation also highlights the evolving landscape of television. The lines between daytime and primetime continue to blur. Streaming platforms, serialized dramas, and limited series have created space for actors with soap-honed emotional depth. Floyd's transition reflects that shift, proof that daytime performers are not confined to one genre. Behind the scenes, sources suggest Floyd approached this transition thoughtfully. Rather than abruptly leaving, he reportedly ensured his exit storyline honored the character and provided narrative closure. That professionalism has only strengthened his reputation within the industry. Casting directors often look for reliability as much as talent, and Floyd appears to have both. As for the new role, early whispers describe a morally ambiguous character navigating intense personal stakes. If accurate, it's a departure from Chance's more straightforward moral compass. Such complexity could showcase dimensions of Floyd's acting that daytime audiences only glimpsed. It's the kind of role that can redefine a career. The emotional arc of this story, tearful goodbye followed by triumphant new beginning, feels almost scripted itself. In many ways, it mirrors the very soap operas Floyd mastered: heartbreak leading to opportunity, endings birthing new beginnings. For fans who felt blindsided by the exit, the rapid casting news offers reassurance that this wasn't an ending born of disappointment but of ambition. Speculation now turns to how The Young and the Restless will handle Chance's absence long-term. Will the character be recast? Written off indefinitely? Left in limbo for a future return? Soap history is filled with characters who vanish only to resurface years later with new faces and fresh drama. The Chancellor legacy remains too significant to ignore entirely, so viewers will be watching closely. Meanwhile, Floyd steps into a new spotlight. The primetime arena brings different pressures: longer production schedules, broader audiences, and heightened scrutiny. But it also offers creative freedom and exposure on a scale daytime rarely matches. If early buzz is any indication, industry insiders believe Floyd is more than ready. What resonates most in this unfolding story is the respect between actor and audience. Floyd didn't simply play Chance, he invested in him. Viewers sensed that sincerity, which is why the goodbye felt authentic rather than transactional. And that same authenticity now fuels excitement for what's next. In interviews, Floyd has often spoken about gratitude, for the chance to work consistently, for loyal fans, and for the collaborative spirit of daytime sets. That humility may be his greatest asset as he transitions forward. Success in entertainment often hinges not only on talent but on adaptability and relationships. Floyd appears poised on all fronts. For now, fans are left with memories of Chance's journey, the stoic soldier, the conflicted lover, the man striving to reconcile duty and heart. Those scenes remain part of Genoa City's tapestry. And while one chapter closes, another begins, brighter, riskier, and full of promise. Connor Floyd's tearful goodbye was not a curtain call but an intermission. The stage has simply changed. As the dust continues to settle in Genoa City, the ripple effects of Connor Floyd's exit from the Young and the Restless are only beginning to unfold. What initially felt like a quiet goodbye has transformed into one of the most talked about transitions of the year, a soap star stepping confidently into a new era just as fans were bracing for heartbreak. Behind the scenes, insiders say the atmosphere during Floyd's final weeks on set carried a bittersweet tone. Scripts were handled with extra care. Scenes were reportedly rehearsed with unusual intensity. There's something about knowing a chapter is ending that changes the energy of every moment. Cast and crew alike understood that they weren't just filming another episode, they were closing out a defining run for a character deeply embedded in the show's modern legacy. For many viewers, Chance Chancellor represented stability amid chaos. Genoa City thrives on betrayal, power struggles, and shocking twists, but Chance was often the moral anchor, a man guided by principle even when his personal life unraveled. Floyd's portrayal balanced restraint with raw emotion, making the character feel lived in and authentic rather than larger-than-life. That grounding presence is not easy to replace. And that's precisely why the farewell resonated. It wasn't explosive. It wasn't filled with dramatic monologues or slamming doors. Instead, it carried a reflective quietness, a tone that matched Floyd's understated approach. Viewers watched a man who had faced unimaginable stress and still chose to move forward. The subtlety made it sting more. But if fans thought Floyd was stepping away from the spotlight entirely, the industry quickly proved otherwise. News of his new primetime role began circulating almost immediately after confirmation of his departure aired. The shift felt intentional, almost cinematic in its timing. One door closed on screen, another opened in headlines. The new project, described by early reports as a high-stakes serialized drama, is said to center around complex relationships and moral gray areas. For Floyd, that means trading the polished suits and investigative instincts of Chance for something edgier and potentially more volatile. Industry watchers believe this role could showcase dimensions of his talent that daytime schedules rarely allow actors to fully explore. Daytime television is notoriously fast-paced. Actors memorize extensive dialogue daily and often shoot multiple episodes within a week. That environment sharpens skill but leaves little room for extended character excavation. Primetime productions, by contrast, offer longer rehearsal periods, layered cinematography, and more cinematic storytelling. Floyd stepping into that environment signals confidence, both from him and from the casting executives who see star potential. Colleagues have been vocal in their support. Castmates from The Young and the Restless reportedly shared emotional tributes, praising Floyd's professionalism and generosity on set. Crew members described him as focused yet approachable, someone who respected the grind of daytime while quietly pushing himself to grow as an actor. Fans, meanwhile, are rallying. Social media conversations have shifted from grief to anticipation. Viewers are dissecting casting announcements, speculating about plot details, and pledging to tune in when the new series premieres. The loyalty cultivated in daytime often travels with actors, and Floyd appears poised to bring a devoted audience along for the ride. There's also a broader narrative at play. The entertainment industry has increasingly recognized the depth of talent emerging from soap operas. Many performers who begin in daytime carry a work ethic forged under intense pressure. Floyd's transition reinforces the idea that soaps are not stepping stones but training grounds for versatile careers. Of course, speculation continues about what his departure means for Genoa City. The Chancellor name remains powerful, intertwined with business empires and emotional legacies. Will the show recast the role? Leave it dormant? Craft a future surprise return? Soap history is filled with dramatic comebacks, and fans are well aware that no exit is ever entirely permanent. But regardless of what happens next on The Young and the Restless, Floyd's departure marks a moment of evolution. It reflects an actor recognizing the right time to stretch creatively. Staying too long can risk stagnation, leaving too soon can feel unfinished. By all appearances, this move strikes a deliberate balance. Industry insiders suggest that Floyd approached negotiations thoughtfully, ensuring his exit storyline preserved the dignity of Chance while freeing him to pursue new challenges. That strategic professionalism speaks volumes. Hollywood remembers how exits are handled, and Floyd seems to have strengthened rather than strained relationships. As anticipation builds around the upcoming series, analysts predict strong initial viewership driven by curiosity alone. Soap audiences are famously supportive, and many will tune in just to see how Floyd transforms. Early whispers hint at a character wrestling with inner demons, a role that could allow him to explore vulnerability in a different register than Chance's disciplined stoicism. There's poetic symmetry in the timing. Soap operas thrive on reinvention. Characters reinvent themselves constantly. Actors do the same. Floyd's career shift mirrors the dramatic arcs he once performed, a leap into the unknown fueled by ambition and courage. In interviews over the years, Floyd has emphasized gratitude and persistence. He often spoke about the grind before landing the role of Chance, the auditions, the near misses, the resilience required in an unpredictable industry. That backstory makes this breakthrough feel earned rather than accidental. The phrase, "tearful goodbye," captures the emotion of the moment, but it doesn't define it entirely. Yes, there were tears. Yes, there was nostalgia. But there was also momentum. There was forward motion. And that's what makes this transition compelling. For fans who watched him navigate heartbreak and danger in Genoa City, the next chapter promises something fresh. A new world. New stakes. New alliances and enemies. And perhaps a chance for Floyd to step into leading man territory on a broader stage. As the premiere date approaches, the buzz continues to grow. Casting announcements, teaser promotions, and behind-the-scenes glimpses will only amplify the conversation. And when the first episode airs, many viewers will watch with a mixture of pride and curiosity, remembering where he started and eager to see where he's headed. What makes this transition even more compelling is the symbolism behind it. For years, Connor Floyd walked onto the set of The Young and the Restless carrying the weight of a legacy character. Philip Chance, Chancellor IV isn't just another name in Genoa City, he's tied to one of the most powerful families in the show's history. Stepping into that lineage required confidence, discipline, and respect for what came before. Floyd didn't try to reinvent Chance overnight. Instead, he layered the character slowly, allowing vulnerability to seep through the stoic exterior. That patience is precisely what industry insiders say made him stand out. In a genre known for explosive confrontations and dramatic reveals, Floyd often chose restraint. A flicker of hesitation in his eyes. A pause before delivering difficult news. A subtle shift in posture during emotional scenes. Those small choices built a version of Chance that felt grounded and believable, even when storylines veered into high-stakes chaos. So when the news broke that he was leaving, it felt less like a casting change and more like a generational shift. Genoa City has weathered exits before, but chance represented the future of the Chancellor name. Viewers had invested in his growth, from trauma recovery to complicated romantic entanglements. His journey was still unfolding. Yet sometimes the most powerful career moves happen mid-story. Sources close to the production suggest Floyd had been quietly exploring opportunities for months. Not out of dissatisfaction, but out of ambition. Daytime schedules are demanding, leaving little time for outside projects. Accepting a primetime role often requires full commitment. The decision to step away likely wasn't easy. Soap casts become families, bonded by long hours and emotional storytelling. Reports from his final taping describe a moment that felt almost cinematic. After his last scene wrapped, applause filled the studio. Crew members who rarely step into the spotlight gathered to say thank you. Co-stars reportedly shared private words, some teary-eyed. It wasn't just goodbye to a character, it was farewell to daily collaboration. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Within days, headlines confirmed that Floyd had secured a major role in a new serialized drama backed by a prominent network. While official plot details remain tightly guarded, early descriptions paint a picture of a morally complex world filled with shifting alliances and psychological tension. The tone is darker. The pacing slower but more intense. It's the kind of project that can redefine public perception of an actor. For Floyd, that means shedding the uniformed, duty-driven image of chance and stepping into something less predictable. Industry watchers speculate that the character he'll portray carries internal conflict that unfolds gradually, a role demanding subtlety and emotional depth. In other words, exactly the skill set he refined in daytime. The reaction from fans has been fascinating. Initial shock quickly transformed into pride. Longtime viewers understand how rare it is for soap actors to make seamless transitions into high-profile primetime slots. When it happens, it feels like a collective victory. The audience that supported him through countless episodes now feels invested in his next success. There's also speculation about whether this move positions Floyd for even bigger opportunities down the line. Streaming platforms have become hungry for actors who can handle serialized storytelling. Soap veterans are uniquely equipped for that format. They understand long arcs, evolving motivations, and emotional endurance. Floyd's resume now carries both daytime longevity and primetime credibility. Meanwhile, Genoa City adjusts. Writers face the delicate task of navigating Chance's absence without unraveling established dynamics. Storylines that once revolved around his investigative instincts or romantic dilemmas must pivot. In the unpredictable world of soaps, absence can become narrative fuel. Sometimes beyond scripts and screen time, colleagues consistently describe him as prepared and collaborative. In an industry where production speed can be relentless, reliability matters. Directors reportedly appreciated his ability to deliver emotionally charged scenes efficiently without sacrificing authenticity. That professionalism likely contributed to casting confidence for his new role. The broader entertainment landscape is watching closely. Transitions like this test whether an actor's appeal is tied to a specific character or rooted in individual charisma. If early buzz is accurate, Floyd is about to prove it's the latter. Promotional teasers for the upcoming series are expected to drop soon, and insiders predict they'll highlight his transformation. New wardrobe. New setting. New intensity. For fans accustomed to seeing him navigate corporate offices and police briefings, the visual shift alone may be striking. Still, the emotional through-line remains. Whether portraying a principled officer or a morally ambiguous newcomer, Floyd's strength lies in authenticity. Audiences respond to sincerity. It's what made his farewell resonate so deeply. It's what will likely anchor his next chapter. There's something poetic about the timing. Soap operas thrive on reinvention. Characters return from the dead, change identities, rebuild fortunes. Actors, too, reinvent themselves. Floyd's move mirrors the dramatic arcs he once embodied: risk, transition, rebirth. As production ramps up on the new series, anticipation continues to grow. Industry analysts predict that Floyd's built-in fanbase could boost premiere ratings significantly. Social media engagement already hints at strong crossover interest. Viewers aren't just curious, they're invested. And while no one can predict the full trajectory of this new venture, one thing feels clear. Connor Floyd didn't simply leave a role. He leveraged it. He honored it. And then he stepped boldly into something bigger. The tearful goodbye may have marked the end of Chance's current chapter, but for Floyd, it was a launching pad. The lights didn't dim. They shifted. From daytime hero to primetime contender, his story is just getting started.